So, on today's expose, Shawn gave me the great opportunity to pick my own person. So I'm going to surprise you. So today we are featuring Miranda Leevald, aka Stacy X.
Oh.
Yes. She first appeared in Uncanny X-Men number 399 in November 2001, created by Joe Casey and Tom Rainey. They almost rhymed. And I'm choosing her because she has powers of pheromone manipulation. So she can produce sensations that make people orgasm or vomit or heal rapidly. If they want to, they can do that. But she can do that kind of stuff. And like Rogue, initially she had to make physical contact to use these powers. So there's a connection there. Also, there's a little bit of a love connection here, so I thought it was all very fitting for this episode. She also has like scaly skin like snake-like skin. And that increases durability. And she is also a really skilled martial artist. So beautiful, Stacy X.
Yeah, and just recently in the past, I think I'd say a year to 2 years, they actually brought her back in the Krakoa era, where she was basically running a mutant brothel on Krakoa.
Yeah.
I thought it was the perfect use for her.
All the sexy times. She's had the threesomes. Like, I love her.
Yeah, she's had whole orgies. Like, she's done it all. She's had her fist up so many asses. She knows what's going on, Stacey X.
Yeah.
Welcome to Bayville, my new home. It's time you remember why they call me Storm.
Look at me, I look fat. Do I look that bad to you? Easy, Fuzzy Elf. Everything is going to be just fine.
Was tight. I give it 2 thumbs up.
Welcome to this week's Naughty Solving for X. My name is Shawn. I'm the ultimate naughty excavationist.
Yeah, Stacy X, color ecstasy. No, I'm something of an X fan myself. Kevin, that's my name.
That's your name. He had to check his underwear to see what his name is. Just letting everybody know.
Yep.
So last week on our Previously On, we asked who's more daddy, Forge or Colossus? How do you think this shook out?
I mean, I feel they're both super sexy. I do love them both, but I feel like the majority feel like Colossus is daddy just because he's got that size and the muscle. I do like Forge's facial hair, but we have talked about how, recently Cyclops has been having that beard. I'm like, okay, well, that changes everything. Sorry, Colossus has been given that beard, and that has
You're obsessed.
Changing everything. I know. So I feel like Colossus would win. Yeah.
I have to say Colossus didn't win as much as I thought he would. He still won, but 66% to 34%. So, I mean, it was an almost even split.
Yeah. I mean, they're both good choices, really.
Yeah, and I forgot who said it. Somebody, was it you? I think it was you who said they're both daddy in different ways, though. Like, Forge is more of like the money daddy, and Colossus is more of like the daddy, like, fuck me, dirty daddy.
Yeah. Forge is like, I'll buy you a pony.
yeah. Exactly. Sorry for taking away your mutant powers. Here's a pony.
Before we get into the episode, I feel like we should talk about the Beau DeMayo stuff.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe I didn't add that to the notes. Yes, let's talk. Tell us about it.
Yes. So we have had some recent things come out about possible reasons why he was fired, and lots of back and forth, a lot of backlash of like Beau calling out Marvel for their bullshit too. And so, there's a lot of the reasons given were from our article about like sexual misconduct and sending naked pictures to writers and as in asking them for inspiration and things like that. And I don't know. How do we feel?
Yeah, I saw. So there's a lot going on. So what you're referring to is, I guess, Beau sent a nude picture of himself to young artists. And so some people are saying, well, he was a character in the show, so they do need a likeness of him to draw from. But the fact that it's a nude picture, I don't know. That's a little like, I wouldn't do that myself. Like, I would at least wear shorts or pants or something if I was sending that in a work environment, because it can be so easily misconstrued.
And I feel like maybe that might have been what made Magneto in his underwear. Maybe that was part of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could, but it's interesting because, like, I feel like we should have the freedom to be sexual and do sexual things and like enjoy that. But you also have to, like, be mindful of consent and who actually wants to see these things, and who, don't just talk, go out and flirt with people willy nilly, and if it's unwarranted. I don't know, but
yeah,
there's parts of the story we don't have yet. I did watch a new Rockstar's video that kind of broke down what we do know. So he was not fired solely because of his suggestive post or his OnlyFans. Because he was going on, he's like, I posted this sexy picture of me as the Cyclops, whatever, fan art, and they took away my credits after that. And I'm like, and they said that was not the reason. That seems such a trivial thing to be a reason for it. I don't know.
Well, and I didn't get that too, because he also posted that in June of 2024, right?
Yeah.
A few months after he was fired.
Yeah. And someone drew ones like me like that too. Someone actually took that picture and one of my pictures and compared them, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it's just weird they said that was the reason. I think Marvel Studios would not have fired him for minor reasons. They wouldn't have did the whole controversy for that, for minor reasons. Because I think they mostly did because if something like this came out while they're promoting the show, it would make them look bad if they did it like after the fact. Because mostly just to save their butts.
And I kind of feel like Marvel, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I know I don't have all the information. This is just an opinion based off what I do know. I feel like Marvel has handled the situation well, because they initially did not release this information about Beau until Beau kind of shot back at Marvel. And that's when, to defend themselves, they said, no, this is it.
That sparked it. Yeah. Twitter has brought out the worst in him because he's getting very defensive about stuff. And it's that causes them to release the statement. What is something that's shitty about Marvel is weird to me is because in March, Marvel and DeMayo agreed to have an arrangement where DeMayo could post positively about X-Men 97. So they're all cool with him posting as long as it helped their brand and helped their promotion of the show.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I mean, although at the same time, I feel like if you are responsible for the stories, you would want to comment on it. So I think it does help both people, but it did seem like shady on their end.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So that's all we know. I feel like it's just a weird situation. Like I think Beau maybe made some mistakes, but I wouldn't want to cancel him completely, because he is such a talented person, and he's just enjoying himself for the most part. It's just him making bad choices and maybe imposing himself on people that may not be interested. Although, who wouldn't be interested, really? Honestly.
Yeah, I know, right? Look at the man. Yeah, no, I agree. I think if this is true, if everything that we're hearing is true, I'll start there. I think there is a road back to Marvel for Beau, in my opinion. I don't think what he did is totally out of the question. Let's say, I think if he were to apologize, explain himself publicly, I think there should be a way for them to reconcile.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this should have canceled him completely off the project, but I do like how Marvel has handled it for the most part.
Yeah, I think they're being very mature about it. So, Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for reminding me about that. And thank you for inadvertently reminding me, because we had recorded our last episode before the Comic-Con announcement. So we've never really talked about the fact that some of season 2 was announced. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. And Beau was at D23 too.
Wow, I didn't see him.
He was there.
Well, I was only there Friday. Alan was driving when the tickets got released, so by the time he got to it, the weekend was already sold out. We can only get Friday.
Yeah.
But D23, I see what you mean. It was fucking stressful this year. I did not have a good time.
I mean, when you get down to both times I went in 2017 and 2019. It's very fun, but it is so much going on. It's so crazy, and it can be pretty overwhelming.
Well, this year, like, Alan really wanted to get, this is crazy. It's 6 Lorcana cards, but it's $100 for the set.
Oh my gosh.
6 cards. So, I mean, we went to the Ravensburger booth like right away, and then they're like, oh, this isn't a line. I don't know why you're waiting here. So they dispersed like half the line, but then it turned out that was the line. Long story short, we had to try 3 times to get these fucking cards. And then our virtual line queues came up around the same time, so we had to rush from one to the other. It was just like, madness.
Yeah.
But there was a really cool TVA experience where you actually go into the TVA and like talk to Rocket and see outfits and stuff. So that was cool.
Oh, fun. Yeah, they do. They have fancy things. It's so fancy.
Yeah. But if you haven't heard, season 2 was announced to include the X-Men in their Grant Morrison era, like, costumes with the big yellow X over the jacket. Polaris has been seen in the promo material. Good friend of the pod, best friend of the pod, bestest friend of the pod, Ryan Yorio surmises that if Polaris is in season 2 and we're dealing with Apocalypse and his horsemen, who's to say she's not going to be one of them like she was in the comics, which would be pretty fucking cool. And what else? We also found out Danger is going to be in season 2. So we're definitely getting in. We're moving from like the 90s into the 2000s comics a little bit more than we already have.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. I love Danger. I think Danger's a cool character.
Pretty soon, X-Men 97 is going to feed into X-Men Evolution and they'll be around at the same time. What if they met each other?
Oh, I would hate that. No, I'm just
That'd
kidding.
be weird. That'd be super weird. It'd be like, it'd have to be an alternate dimension, obviously. Because,
yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they could do. We've seen crazier.
Yeah. Remember those Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles team ups? Don't forget that.
Yeah. Yeah, can't forget that. All right, but let's get into it. I kept reading this as turn off the rogue instead of turn up the rogue.
Yeah, it's because of the, what's we call it? Turn off the dark.
Yeah, turn off the dark, Spider-Man, turn off the dark. I went there too. We are so syncopated.
Yeah.
So this aired, again, there was a big lag because the last one, I believe we said it aired, actually, I have it right here. I think it aired in January.
Yeah.
Yeah, January 27th. Okay, so not that back. This one was February 3rd, 2001. So only a week between them.
Yeah.
This is written by Greg Johnson and Rick Unger. I'm already noticing Rick Unger on a lot of these writing credits. And directed by Boyd Kirkland. Woohoo!
Ooh.
Shall we get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. And go for it.
Okay. Night. A dilapidated factory. Kitty and Spike take out 2 security guards with their spray. Psst, I knock you out. And the security guards happen to be Storm and Wolverine.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's them like playing like, hey, we can play. And Wolverine's like, oh, I'm so scared. Yes. Oh, knock me out. Nightcrawler ports Cyclops and himself into the factory.
Oops.
Jean uses her power from outside to catch them. She's like, you guys are too fat and sweaty like Jubilee, even though I don't know who that is.
Yeah. I haven't met her yet. but you're like her.
She's like, what have you been eating? And then Cyclops is like, it's him. He eats all those cheeseburgers. He don't care. And then Jean is overtaken by a guard and drops Kurt and Scott. They fall next to Storm, even though we just knocked her out, Storm, and prepare to rescue her. When they get close, Storm gets up and reveals it's Rogue. Rogueway. She absorbs Cyclops' power and goes, he. I'm going to shoot Nightcrawler in the face.
Yeah. Not to mention, like, Storm. She had very white hands. She didn't have gloves on or anything. I'm like, that ain't Storm. Storm's black. All right. Rogue uses her Cyclops power to blast Kurt. Cyclops calls for the mission to be terminated. In comes Xavier, mad that the simulation was stopped. Scott tells Xavier it was a jerk move to put Rogue in the sim. As everyone leaves, Scott looks down at Sim Rogue. So you purposely put your name today as Xavier Shitwheels. Do you have feelings about Xavier in this episode?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we've been trash talking him this entire season, but oh my God, why are you such an ass?
Right. This is such cult leader behavior because he's feeding to the X-Men. This is your enemy. You do not like this person. What the hell just fell? That is weird. I'm gonna go check on that.
One of my comics fell off the wall.
What fell off the wall?
Okay, this is really fucking weird, Kevin. One of my comics just fell off the wall. Would you like to see which comic it was?
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, the spirits are talking to us.
There are literally over 90 comics on that wall. And out of all of them, that one fell at this moment in time.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we were talking about Xavier, right?
Yeah, Xavier being a shit wheels.
Okay. Yeah, like, these are children. He's force feeding them, like, who's the enemy? But also, that's a dick move. Because, yeah, Cyclops has been working with Rogue, trying to befriend Rogue. And Xavier's just like, nope, you gotta hurt Rogue. Do it.
Yeah, and like, yes, Cyclops, good on you for calling about Xavier's bias. He's like, if we're training like this, we're gonna act like this. It could act like this in real life. Like, this is not what we're supposed to be doing. Like, how is this helpful to anyone?
Yeah.
It's douchey, and yeah, it's not right.
So I take it you don't remember seeing Xavier in this light when you first watched it?
I probably didn't think much of him. Really, he was not my focus of the show. I'm like, he's there. Even watching it now, I'm like, I barely pay attention to him. He annoys me, but I don't think I realized how annoying he was back then. I'm just like, he's whatever.
Yeah.
Because I was always so smitten by Cyclops in the show. So that's all I really focused on.
You have a problem.
But yeah. And question, like, if this is part of a simulation, this is supposed to be like hologram, and you stop the simulation, it's over. Shouldn't Rogue fade away with the simulation?
I thought that too, yeah, because everything else faded away. So why wouldn't Rogue fade away? Unless she's supposed to be like a robot.
And that's even fucking creepier. Why does Xavier have robot replicas of these people?
True. Choice.
Yeah. How many of these robots does he have?
Well, and actually, you just made me think too. I found it incredibly weird that Nightcrawler got hurt. And Xavier didn't even say, like, oh, are you okay? He was more so mad. Like, why would you stop the simulation, you teenage people? Why would you stop it? Why wouldn't you keep going? Like, your student literally just got hurt. Like, why are you chastising them?
Yeah. So, and I think that's probably a double reason because Cyclops would be upset by that. He's like, no, we're not supposed to be hurt by this. This is time to end. So we got the Rogue thing and the Kurt thing, which is double whammy. I hate you, Xavier.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Oh, me? Okay. Later, a teacher, which his name is Mr. Radetzky.
Yeah. I call him something else for a while until they say his name.
Okay.
You're welcome.
A teacher who has lost more hair than his will to live. Roll calls for the spelunking field trip. Scott and Jean discuss Scott's anger at it. Oh, yeah. And this is Jean. This is one other way to put this. She says Xavier. Why do they say Xavier?
Yeah.
They don't even know the name of this guy. It's funny. So Scott's anger at Xavier putting Rogue into the simulation. He explains that if Xavier keeps making Rogue the enemy, it will erode the progress he's made at turning the Rogue. We're trying to be her friend. Principal Darkholme overhears Scott and Jean talking about Little Rogue and smiles. Oh, and you have the 2000s moment. I have had this noted too.
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
2000s moment.
2000s
Yeah,
moment.
2000s moment that Mr. Rodansky tells them no game toys, which of course is
Game toys.
Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, and the design was totally a Game Boy design. You can see, and it was like, at this point, it was like Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color, I think at this point maybe. But they looked like the original. They looked like the original Game Boys.
Yeah, they looked very original. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so in 2001, I was 17? Yes, I was born in 84. So yeah, it would have been like Game Boy Color because Pokemon Gold and Silver were out when I was in high school.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But you're right; these are total like classic Game Boy looking.
Mm-hmm. For the young kids out there.
Yeah.
we know what Game Boys are. I took one to school and got in trouble. Ugh.
Yeah, other friend of the pod, MJ. A Game Boy was a handheld. No, I'm just kidding.
It used to look like, it was very thick. It used to be like a brick. Maybe not as thick as a brick, but it was very heavy. It was very, gray and beautiful.
Yeah. With wonderful graphics, which were so real.
Tetris all the way.
Oh, yeah. All right. As Rogue practices alone in the gym, she hears Scott and Jean and goes to the window to spy on them. Enter Principal Darkholme. She cautions Rogue from getting close to Scott. Raven tells Rogue about the Sim Rogue. Raven leaves Rogue with her backpack and tells her to enjoy the field trip.
There's a really kind of poetic, sad moment in this where Rogue, she sees them and she's so mad and she closes the blinds and she's like, I don't want to see this, but then she peeks through because she still has that curiosity and it's still that affection going on. I was like, oh, it's so beautiful. And then I read something. There's an article and they called Darkholme over here, Principal Darkholme, Principal Evil Power Butch Sigourney Weaver.
That's so accurate.
So I had to write that. I'm like, that's hilarious. I love it. So,
but yeah, you're right. I like that they're showing that Rogue, even though she's on the Brotherhood of Mutants, even though it's not called that right now, she sees the actions of the X-Men and she's like, wait, why are they acting this way? But I'm being told they're this way. So I like that it's not adding up to her. And you're right. She's curious because she needs to know more.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Hates Life. I hate my life. Why did I become a teacher at a school? These children drive me up a wall. I don't even know science anymore. So Mr. Hates Life interrupts Scott and Jean packing their stuff into the bus. He tells Jean she was not cleared for the field trip because she has too many absences. La-di-da-di-da. I'm like, don't they all have too many absences? Well, but there's no time to fix the error. Jean will have to stay behind since there's no time to call Xavier. Mr. Hastelife tells Scott that Rogue will be taking Jean's spot on the field trip, and the Rogue goes up, she's like, yeah.
Yeah, sugar.
I am.
Yep. You know what? Should I tell people what fell? We'll just keep it in because it's still kind of creeping me out a little bit. So right after Kevin and I talked about Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles, that's the comic that fell off the wall in the other room.
Yeah.
That specific comic.
It's, yeah. Like I said, the spirits are talking to us.
Well, actually, it's funny because my friend Natasha today texted me. I feel like we're doing Words of the Witches now. She texted me to be like, ever since we went to that really dark temple a few weeks ago, she's like, I've been having nothing but bad luck. And I was like, come to think of it, I failed my test. My car got hit at my mom's work. And now this random comic fell. So I don't know. Maybe there is something to what she said.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, you need to start doing some cleansing energy over here.
Yep. Cleansing time. All right. All right. But yeah, that's what happened, fellow listeners. That's the comic that fell off the wall. All right. Back at the manor, Xavier reads a book of his own. It's Mein Kampf. No. Actually, what's the worst book I could put here? Xavier goes to close the window, but Magneto shows up and holds Xavier in place with his power. Nito congratulates Xavier on his progress with the students. Nito gets mad that Xavier is hiding something from them and flings Xavier into the glass doors before bouncing.
He's like, I can do more than with paper clips. I can do windows.
Come to think of this scene now, knowing what I do from the rest of this episode, this makes no sense. So we'll have to talk about that later.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, we have history.
Yeah.
I love your powers of the students. They're so talented.
Yeah. Well, I guess if there's a bigger secret, so yeah, more so than just a secret in this episode. Okay, I get it. I'm okay now, I think.
Yeah,
the secret's probably
else.
It's probably something like, we used to be friends, or I fucked you so hard I put you in that wheelchair.
Yeah. Scotty doesn't know.
Wow.
Oh, wait, that makes total sense. Scotty doesn't know.
I know. I thought you did that on purpose.
Yeah, great. 7. Back at the field trip, Mr. Hates Life tells the students if it snows too hard, they'll have to turn around. It's when you're already going up like a snowy, like crazy mountain cliff. Like I would have turned around a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
In
like,
a bus?
What? Yeah. What? How do you think this was a good idea? But okay. Scott is alone on the bus as Rogue glares at him, and I love this, their expressions. Scott's all like worried. He's like, oh, this is a bad idea, man. And Rogue's like, I don't know what to do. I mean, just like, I've had enough of this shit. Like, and so, pretty funny. As the bus drives on, it skids and is in danger of going over the edge. And it's like carrying all these like snowmobiles behind him too. Like, what? This is all bad, disaster, crazy. Scott discreetly opens a window and uses his power to help balance the bus. Rogue sees Scott and smiles at him for saving them. She's like, I love that. You're such a nice guy. That's so hot. Mr. Rodesky is ready to turn around, but the bus is stuck. Rogue suggests they take the snowmobiles to a cave and brave the storm from there. And he's like, I don't know. But all the kids are like, yeah, let's do it. He's like, okay, you win.
It's like, God, I hate my life. I should have stayed in school. Oh, wait, I am. All right. The students double up on the snowmobiles and make for the cave. Rogue offers up a racing challenge to Scott. The race is on! Scott and Rogue take the race to serious. Period. Oh, they take it way too serious, like TOOs. I made so many spelling errors this morning, Kevin. Instead of balance, I put Blance.
Balance Albers.
What? I was having such a good time, and then you had to bring that up. Avalanche. Much to their passengers' disliking, Rogue hits Scott's snowmobile and nearly knocks them over a cliff. Scott balances them and cuts off the race. As the snow starts coming down harder, Scott catches up to a gloating Rogue. And we have another 2000 moments.
Yeah.
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
2000's moment.
Because Paul says, that girl is wiggy.
Like, I never heard that. Have you heard people say that in 2000?
I don't think so.
I mean, wiggy is a real word. I looked it up because I'm like, oh, but he should have said, like, that girl's getting wiggy with it. And then it would have been like...
I'm surprised because I think we were already using like whack in 2000, right? Like that girl is whack.
Oh yeah,
that would have made more sense.
Yeah, because what was it? The Nightcrawlers said, "Homie's lingo is whack," whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, these poor snowmobile partners, they're like mortified.
I know.
Like, oh my God. Like, she's like, I'm gonna be sick. Oh my God. And the guy's like, what are you doing, dude? But then Rogue tries to ram Scott and her other classmate off the cliff. That makes no sense to me. Especially after smiling over saving them from the bus. Like, oh, you're so nice. And I'm gonna ram you over the cliff. What?
Yeah, I feel like maybe they're trying to go for like Rogue is wrestling with not liking Scott. So maybe like this was to show like, oh, wait a minute, he's the enemy. I don't know. It was very weird though, the way it was done.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, which is it, girl? But
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, nice. You get to say it. You get to say
it. Flame on!
Wow.
You're welcome. It's not a spoiler. Okay. Back at the manor, Logan confronts Xavier. He urges Xavier to tell the students the truth. Xavier doesn't feel it's right to tell the students that Darkholme is their enemy. Enter Storm and Jean. Jean announces that the field trip has been snowed in. Jean tells Xavier that Darkholme switched her out of the field trip in order to let Rogue go. Once Xavier hears Rogue is there, he feels there's trouble. I'm like, first of all, Xavier is so dumb. Because he's like,
how dumb is he?
How dumb is he? Because he's like, I don't want to tell the students that their enemy is their principal. How would they respect their principal? Otherwise, like, what? They're supposed to have respect for her. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, and I suppose I should totally trust my enemy with my students while they're at school because she's a professional.
Like, right. I had that same thought. Out of all the fucking schools in America, you're letting your students go to one where you know the principal is your enemy? Like, and you're not going to tell your students? What the fuck?
And you're forcing people to be transferred there to get, like, what is your problem?
Like, I get if he knows she's the principal, she's the enemy, so I'm going to put students there to keep an eye on her or to battle her evil forces, but they should know that they're being recruited for this, if that's the case. This is so weird. Xavier shitwheels.
Elders, they need to respect her. They need to know that thinks that she's a good girl, good lady. Yeah, even though she's Power Bush Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, I feel like this was a really bad excuse to say that to give a reason for Xavier knowing, but for having the students still go there. Like, they should have just made him not know.
Yeah.
Back at the field trip, the students have made it to the cave. Mr. Rodesky Hates Life takes their being trapped in the cave as a chance for a school lesson. Something watches the students from the shadows. Scott wanders off to follow Rogue. She confronts him and demands to know the truth about Sim Rogue. Scott tries to tell Rogue they just want to be friends with her. Paul shows up to confront Scott. Paul shifts into Mystique and pushes Scott off the cliffside. Rogue runs to Scott's aid, but she's too late. Mystique tells Rogue that Scott and the X-Men are just trying to hurt Rogue. So, what was I going to say? Oh, I read something that's kind of funny about what Mr. Rodesky's teaching right here about the stone.
I know, he's a horrible teacher.
Yeah, apparently everything he's telling them is wrong. I wonder if that was on purpose or not.
I mean, I wouldn't have known this unless I looked it up. But yeah, what is it? He states that metamorphic rocks are made with heat, extreme pressure, or chemical change. However, heat and extreme pressure both cause igneous rock, not metamorphic rock.
Yeah. I think it'd be really funny if that was on purpose, but I feel like it wasn't, or else it would have been highlighted more.
He's like, let's use this as a lesson, students. Pass your exam.
Yep.
And then, like, Scott is being so genuine here. He's such a good guy. I love him.
Get over it. Build a bridge and get over Scott.
But Daddy, I love him.
Okay, son, that's fair.
All right.
This got weird.
You know. And Mystique's so stupid too. She's like, I'm so cool at transforming. Don't you hate the X-Men, Rogue? Even though I just told you how much I deceived you.
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't know. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, why would she reveal herself to Scott, except for, of course, for the narrative? But she would have had so many chances to just kill them in other ways. This is weird that this is her moment.
Yeah. So Mystique turns into Paul to coax Rogue away. Pretend you didn't see that. And then Rogue gets, she's like, what happened to the real Paul? She's like, oh, he just missed the bus because he had a time problem, a time error, or whatever. It's great that she clarified that, because otherwise it's like, what did you do to him? But
which, actually, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure that was Paul on the back of the snowmobile with Cyclops, which means that would have been Mystique. So why didn't she just kill him then?
Right. So, but Rogue gets angry and grabs Mystique's arm, absorbing her powers and memories, and she tells Mystique this: I'm absorbing your powers and your memories.
Yeah. Just to make sure everybody knows, everybody watching, do you know I am stealing her powers and her memories? Okay, we're good. Let's move on.
And then it actually goes back to, why when Scott asks, like, how does a girl from the South know how to snowmobile? She's like, you'd be surprised. She absorbed somebody who knows how to snowmobile. So I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
In a flashback, Rogue sees Mystique speaking to Destiny. She sees the truth behind Mystique framing the X-Men for attacking her. All those times you thought I was mean to you and after you, it was me, not the X-Men. Rogue, but really hate the X-Men. I'm going to tell you that, even though you just saw everything that I did. Rogue runs back to the cliff where we see Scott dangling precariously with his extremely strong fingertips. Rogue jumps down and pulls Scott up. Just then, a boulder falls and sends them both falling into an underground river.
It was kind of weird because Rogue shifted into Mystique really quick before she jumped, just to, I think, confuse us.
No, I think that's supposed to confuse the audience, but I think that was more just a result of her absorbing her powers, and just so she kind of it just subconsciously turned her into her. as part of her power set.
Yeah, that was kind of how I took it too. Yeah, that she's not able to control it as easily as she may have thought, like when she had Storm's power. Or wait, that was in the comic when she had Sienna Blaze's powers. Oh yeah, and in this when she had Storm's.
Yeah, but also because like she's in the moment of absorbing her, so it you might not be cognizant of what you're actually trying to do when you're in that moment of absorption. It's just kind of the powers are doing what they do, you know.
Yep. Yeah, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Rogue and Scott fight to stay above water. Scott uses his power to help guide them. The two land on an icy bridge in the middle of the snowstorm. Rogue starts to give up hope. Her and Scott bond over their near-death experience. Rogue apologizes for everything and explains that Mystique was messing with her head. Scott passes out on the bridge as Mystique watches. Ooh.
Oh. Elsewhere, Xavier and Logan fly the Blackbird as Storm clears the weather. I'm a weather witch. Not a whatever. Not a variety of flower. Whatever they say. I don't know.
Not a snow plow.
Yeah, there you go. I mixed it with the Vegeta Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I'm a warrior, not a variety of flower. They're on the way to help. Mystique changes into a wolf and prepares to attack Rogue. Can she turn into animals? That's not part. Is that her thing? I don't remember that being part of her thing.
Put that in your back pocket.
Okay. Somehow Rogue knows it's her, even though she a wolf. On the jet, Xavier tries to contact Scott, but Scott is too weak to answer. Rogue does her best to drag Scott out of harm's way. Rogue takes off Scott's visor and tells him to open his eyes. The blast is enough that it can be seen by the inhabitants of the Blackbird. It's like a beacon. Rogue blasts Mystique Wolf, who goes falling over the edge. She turns into an eagle. That is just totally like punchable eagle. It's like you want to slap that eagle. She turns into an eagle and goes to attack. She just arrived. Attack the just arrived Wolverine. Wolverine somehow knows it's her and tells her to beat it. Beat it. So, yeah.
All right. So Mystique's power has evolved a lot over the years. At this point in time in the comic, she was not able to shift into animals. So this was like new to the show, and this is the first time I can think of that she would have turned into an animal. But with Mystique's power set now and revealing that she can literally change every molecule in her body to the point where she could even mimic somebody's X gene and take their power.
Yeah.
Now it said that she could turn into animals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's cool that you caught on to that. Look at you, Carl.
I know.
Yeah, it's even said that like she can move her organs within her body, much like Mr. Fantastic. So that's why she's been shot, stabbed, and left for dead so much, because she can just either heal her organ by shapeshifting it or move it within her, so it's not what's shot. So yeah, she's pretty broken at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, the 14. The ice bridge begins to crumble under Rogue and Cyclops. Logan jumps down and helps save the students. On the flight home, Wolverine demands to know where Rogue's allegiance stands. Rogue says she's with the X-Men. Wolverine welcomes her to the team, which I know I said this before, but I really like that Wolverine keeps being the one to like open his arms towards Rogue. He's giving her a chance because he knows what it's like to be on the dark side and to be given a chance to be better.
Mm-hmm. I love that exchange here too, where he's like, "So are you with us or not?" And she's like, "If I say no, will you throw me off of this plane or whatever, this jet?" He's like, "No, it's not our style. You trust us or you don't. It's, but we're not like that."
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, get it, Wolverine.
Get it, Wolverine.
Okay, so Back at the manor, the students collectively attack Xavier for hiding from them what Principal Darkholme. Oh, that Principal Darkholme is Mystique. I'm like, yeah, call him out on his bullshit, guys. We hate you too. Everyone turns to Rogue and asks for her opinion. Rogue tells Xavier honesty is the best policy. At least it is for me. Xavier agrees and promises to do better to keep them in the know in the future. The team thank him and let Xavier know that's all they ask.
Ah, what a cute ending.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really have too many notes for this because, I don't know, it's a pretty original episode. You can't really parallel too much to the comics here except for Rogue's journey. But even that is very loose compared to the comics. So, yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Easy.
All right, so tell us your feels on the episode and then rate it for me. Britishly bitchin' like Emma, pretty cool like Iceman, Australian Wolverine, you kind of love it but kind of hate it, fat and sweaty like Jubilee, or unspeakable like X-Men Origins Deku.
Oh, ha, hoo. You know, I really enjoy this episode. I think it's a great. I mean, there's definitely some silliness and trivialities and people we hate, Xavier. But I think it's a great character development, especially for Cyclops and Rogue. Obviously, they're like the stars of this. But even like the team itself, starting to know what is good and realize that their Xavier Professor isn't all it's cracked up to be. And we're also starting to learn things and move forward. So, yeah, I like this one a lot. I'm going to give it Britishly Pitchin'. Mostly for the character development. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is kind of funny because we're mirroring last episode because you gave last episode and this one Britishly Bitchin'. I gave them both pretty cool like Iceman. Only because you're right. I like a lot that's going on. I like the turn of the Rogue and how it's done. I just feel like the Xavier Magneto Mystique stories could have been better. So I took some points off for that.
Yeah. I mean, all the adults in this series so far are like trash.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
Except for Wolverine. Wolverine's great. I really like him. But Mystique and Magneto and Xavier, they need to all go away.
Yeah. Who would you say is the MXP, our most excellent player?
Most excellent player. It's Cyclops. It's so Cyclops. It's so him.
Yeah.
And he's just so good. He is so sincere. He's compassionate. He's such a good guy. He has the qualities of a great leader who cares about people much more than Xavier. He cares about everybody who he feels is worthy of his time. He's proactive. He's dedicated. He's determined to do the right thing at all costs. He's such a wonderful person. He's the Hufflepuff, and I'm a Hufflepuff. So
I'm a Hufflepuff.
Yay! I'm afraid of ghosts and sheets with holes in them and regular sheets.
I love it.
I'm Hufflepuff.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
But yeah, it's Cyclops all the way. He's just perfect.
And just to balance you out, I gave it to Rogue.
Of course.
And the reason I did is because she rose above all this conditioning that Mystique is throwing on her. She saw through the lies. She knew, hey, throwing somebody off a cliff is never okay, no matter if they're good or bad. So, I should probably save him and not follow this crazy blue chick. So I like that she sought out answers for herself by absorbing Mystique's memories. And I think we could all learn from that. Don't just take stuff at face value just because of who someone is. Do your own research. Politics. All right. I promise I won't throw another political message out there like last week. What would you say is the X factor?
Oh my goodness. It's Cyclops and Rogue. both of them together here are everything. Like they both shine. I almost want to see them as a couple after this episode. Like I really love them together. I mean, yeah, it's great that they're friends. So I do like them as friends too. But I love that they have this connection, and I love that they have some kind of bond and understanding of each other and respect for each other. And I also feel like the stakes are raised here because here we are, like alone in the cold with very few resources, relying on each other, but also having faith that there are people out there looking for you. All while you have this dramatic blue power bitch chasing you. I dig it a lot. I think it's the main plot, and those two are the X factor for sure.
Yeah, I said something similar. My X factor is just since Rogue is such a famous character for the fact that she was evil and turned good. I mean, the only thing they didn't hit on for her is her like absorbing of Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel at the time, which would have been kind of cool to see because that's so iconic. But we did get to see that in X-Men 92, so we're good. Yeah. But yeah, they adapted it and did their own thing with it. They made it interesting, the turning of the Rogue, if you will. So I like that we got to see it here in a new, interesting way.
Yeah.
All right. Today's previously on, just to balance last week, is who's more mommy, Mystique or Destiny?
And is this mommy in the sexual sense or mommy in the mommy sense? I guess I guess it was the same thing as last week, where like one is the other. Like I feel like Mystique is definitely the sex, the Scorpio of it all, the sex pot of it all. She will be hot in bed for sure. With all, oh my gosh. Oh, and then think of all the things she could change into and the way she can move. Ooh. But I'm going to give it to Destiny because she seems like such a better mother. A more proactive mother, a more loving mother. Yeah. Although I got to say, there's something we didn't touch upon in this episode too, which I really thought was nice, is that like, Rogue's like, you care about me more than Mystique. And then is like, I think she does care about you. It's just, adults are weird and they have problems. And then she looks like, see, I love that little thing in there. Another wonderful thing for Cyclops. Yeah, a really great character and a really great dialogue in this episode. But I'm giving it to Destiny because I think she is just a little bit more capable than Mystique.
Yeah. And you bring up some good points with Mystique. She can shift into anything. She could, tighten her vagina or butt to fit your penis perfectly. But I also gave it to Destiny for two reasons. Because, yeah, she is the better mom. But also in the mommy sense, like Destiny in the comics, not as much in X-Men Evolution right now, but in the comics, she's actually pretty fucking sexy. Like when you see her without the mask, she's really pretty. She wears her little her bathing suit with her cape. Like she's hot.
Yeah.
So either definition of mommy, like she feels it for me. Like she's sexy.
And that long brunette hair is real. I mean, I've seen those pictures. She is pretty sexy. Yeah.
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 So yeah, Mystique is for a good time, but yeah, Destiny's the mommy.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
cool. All natural, beautiful, real girl.
Yep. Wow, we covered a lot in this episode. Some of it was surprising. We had an attack from a ghost. We talked about Beau. We talked about the new announcements at Comic-Con. What a jam-packed time we've had, Kevin.
What a journey. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Turn off the Rogue.
Turn off the Rogue. Well, next week we'll be back to talk to you about Spike Cam. I kind of remembered some of this episode. It was coming back to me, and I kind of remember Spike Cam. So yeah, I think that'll be a fun episode. We get to know Spike a lot more. He wasn't in this episode.
He was in the opening.
In the very beginning. Okay. Fine, make a liar out of me. I don't care.
Yeah, I remember him using his powers in the Danger Room sequence.
What'd you have for lunch today?
Okay.
I don't care.
Yeah, let's say. Yeah.
All right, Kevin, tell the listeners where they can find that beautiful mug of yours.
Yeah, you can find my personal Instagram at KJEEZY87. Yeah, and then the other podcast that we do, Words of the Witches, on all the places, and it's beautiful, and we're having so much fun. Yeah.
And you can find me on Shawn Perrette on Instagram, which will link you to my book, to any of our other podcasts, to our merch. So yeah, just keep on listening with us as we go through X-Men Evolution, and we're excited to bring you more.
Woohoo! Oh yeah, Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah.
Sexy Exy.
2000s moment.